everyone, this is Nikki Rowland and today I have a layout for Bella Blvd and my assignment today was to make a spring themed layout and to mix the Bella Besties papers and the Chloe collection, which is a cat themed collection. So for the springtime theme, I thought I would use the springtime title cut file that's available from the Silhouette Design Store. And what I've done is I've cut it, I actually rearranged it slightly so it had, rather than it being stacked SPR and then underneath ING, I have it spring as one line and time as the other line, so I just ungrouped and rearranged. I then cut it out of a piece of white card, and the idea is rather than cut the letters and stick them on, what I've done is I've cut the letters out of the white cards and I'm going to backfill them all with the pattern papers. So that's what I'm doing right now. By doing it this way, it's really easy to backfill. It's really easy to do. It meant that I didn't have to worry about what colours the letters were going to be when I was doing my cutting. I could do that later on and just sit down with the cut file to work on. So I've picked out some different colours of the Bella Besties papers. I'm using the Graph and Dot pack rather than the Hearts and Ombre. I haven't cracked into that one yet. I can't wait to. It's really lovely as well, so I must use those very soon. But right now I've chosen 5 papers from the Graph and Dot, and I'm using the colours are Cotton Candy and Bell Pepper, which is the yellow colour, orange, and then the green colour is called Pickle Juice, and the blue colour is called Ice. So they're the 5 colours that I picked out to use today, and because I felt that they were very spring themed. So I'd done a previous spring layout and I'd used the same colours apart from the orange. I hadn't used the orange, so today I've brought the orange in and I really like how it looks. So right now we've skipped forward a bit now, and I've managed to backfill all of the letters. Now the letters that have bits in the middle, I don't know what they're called, they must have a name. I don't know what they're called, but those bits in the middle, the circles in the middle, I'm now just sticking those on as well. So what I tend to do is I tend to keep my cut out letters and then use those as a template to get the middle bits in exactly the right place. So I've just added those in. I've popped them all up on foam pads. I've backfilled all of my letters with foam pads as well, so they have a good amount of dimension going on. And I also backfilled the flowers as well, and I even did all the individual little tiny bits at the top of the flowers as well. So they're all different colours too. So it's really fun the way it turned out. I just trimmed down my cardstock to about 11¼ inches, and I'm just stressing the edges, and I'm going to stick that onto a yellow frame. So that's the colour Bell Pepper. So I'm just going to stick that onto there. Oh, my 2-year-old's joined us for a bit of scrap time. Want to have a look at the photos, I think. So yeah, I'm just going to get that stuck onto that frame there, that border. I cut the middle out so that I can save the pattern for later. The back of my layout is really messy, so I'm just going to secure some of that with some tape, just to make sure there's no sticky bits so I don't stick to my desk, and to make sure that all of those pieces stay in place as well. So, okay, so that is all stuck down. I can now start to build the rest of the layout, just folding up the edges a little bit more as well to give it a bit more texture around the edge. So now I'm going to add in my 3 photos. So I've got one large photo. Well, when I say large, it's like 3 by 4. It's actually slightly smaller than that as well, because I print it with borders, so it ends up being a bit smaller. And then I've got 2 smaller ones, which are about half that size. So they're about 1 3/4 by 2.5, something like that. So I'm going to see if I can arrange those 3 photos onto the layout together. Sometimes having 3 photos can make things look a little bit awkward, because you end up with these little gaps. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. I've fussy cut some hearts from one of the papers from the Chloe collection, and I'm just deciding what I'm going to do with those. I was planning to just dot them around the layout, but as I was playing around with them, I discovered that I could turn them into a little flower, which would be quite cute, go really well with the springtime theme. So I took just the yellow and the orange ones that I'd got fussy cut, and I took I used a circle punch just to punch out a piece of white card, which I applied adhesive to, and then I stuck all of my hearts onto that circle, and it looks really cute. It's a circle or a flower made of hearts. So very, very sweet. I also folded them all before I stuck them down as well, so they fold up a little bit, so it has some nice dimension too, just like petals. And now I'm adding in my hearts to the rest of the layout, and I'm just dotting them around colour on colour. So I've got a pink heart near the pink letter G, I've got an orange heart near the orange letter R, etc. So that's how I'm doing that. I just wanted to embellish my title, really. It's such a pretty title that I needed to put some embellishments around it as well, rather than just around the photos. So I've just added in there at the top some clouds, and these are really, really cute. They are enamels, and they're kind of like layered as well, so yeah, really really lovely. They're called Bella Pops, and the one that I used was the cat house. Now I don't do cats. I don't have any pets at all, so the cat stuff is probably not going to get used by me very much, so anything with the cat on it is probably not going to get used, but the things around it I was able to use. So I love the Bella Pops. They're really lovely. So they're enamels and they're layered as well. So this was a little set that was called Cat House, but I just used the clouds from that, and I wanted those at the top of the layout to kind of denote the sky. So that's what they are, and I'm just mounting my photos now onto some of the same Bella Besties paper. So I've got the big photos mounted on the cotton candy colour, the pink, and then the two small ones are mounted onto orange and yellow. They're called Orange and Bell Pepper. So just getting those mounted and stuck in place. And then I can start adding all the other fun things to the layout. So I've been through, like I said, the cat collection, the Chloe collection, I don't really do cats, so I have a limited use for anything cat themed. However, within a themed collection, there are always non-themed items, so it's always fun for me to go through the ephemera and pick out what I can use. And even if there's phrases, for example, that are cat related, I could potentially cover those up, but still get the piece of ephemera could still work for me. So that's what I'm doing today. I've gone through the ephemera, and I've pulled out all the beautiful flowers. I absolutely love these flowers. They scream spring, and they're really pretty, and absolutely ideal for my layout today. So I've pulled out lots of flowers, and I'm just going to arrange those around the layout as well. Still going to embellish around my title in colour on colour fashion, and then I want to add a little bit, a few flowers around my photos as well. So I'm just going to have a cluster to the left, and then going down a bit towards the bottom edge of the layout as well. So just still kind of working on that, really. I've got the two different types of Chloe ephemera. So I've got one is the ephemera icons pack, and one is the I think it's called the ephemera phrases, I think. So yeah, there's two different ones. I've used the icons mostly today, yes, so just be aware that there's a couple of different types for each collection, which is really cool. Yeah, so just getting my flowers stuck in place, and raising most of those up on foam pads to give them lots of dimension. I like things to stand up rather than be flat. Adding some foam pads behind my photos now, because I've realised that I haven't stuck those down properly. I normally stick just the bottom edge down first, so that then I can I'm kind of like tacking them in place by doing that. So I just stick the bottom edge down, and then I can easily lift them up and move them around if I need to, without it sticking completely fast to the layout, because that's a problem. And also by leaving the top edges unstuck, it means I can tuck things in and around the photos as well. But then quite often what happens is I come towards the end of the layout and I've forgotten to stick down my photos. So I need to put some foam pads under there. So that's what I just did there. Okay, so adding in some of the matte enamel dots now. These are from the Chloe collection, and I've just used the yellow ones and the pink ones. Just adding in at the end of my title, so it's called Springtime, and I wanted to add the word walk because we're all walking around some beautiful gardens, I've used the Florence alphabet stickers in yellow, that's called Bell Pepper, and I've just put that underneath the word Springtime. So Springtime Walk, this layout is called. So now I'm coming in with my favourite product, which is the trinkets, the Bella Besties trinkets. And these are fabulous. They're puffy stickers and they have hearts, stars, flowers, arrows. They're all really generic, really easy to use. And of course, all the colours match because that's how Bella Blvd works. They have one colour palette that they continuously use. So it works really well. You can have these generic embellishments. I'm going to run out of these trinkets. I love them so much. I've used them on every layout I've made so far. Carrying on with the tone on tone, just adding flowers and hearts to the areas on the layout that have got the same colours on. So just put a pink flower on a pink S, for example. Yeah, that's coming on really nicely. I'm pretty much finished now. I'm just wondering what else I'm going to do. I'm nearly done. Oh, I'm just going to write some journaling in. I've used a grey pen there to keep my journaling a bit lighter than the harsh black, and I've just written a few lines about what we were doing and how lovely it was to be out because we've been stuck indoors for so long. So that's it. That's me finished. Thank you so very much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed this layout. I'll list all the products used below. Yeah, happy scrapping. Thank you so very much for joining me today. That was Nikki Rowland for Bella Blvd.